Hi everyone and welcome back to the Overtake GT. This is the Toyota Celica GT-Four ST205 from 1994. A four-wheel drive powerhouse around Tokyo Expressway. Over 420 brake horsepower, just under 1200 kilos, and this thing has got a phenomenal top speed. So this will easily get you a win. Very easy to drive for anyone that is new to this track, and this is one you are not gonna want to miss. So get your Celica GT-Four, follow me to the tuning shop, and let's get this car dialed in to get you a win at Tokyo Expressway and any of the other weekly events that pop up across Gran Turismo. Let's go! So now we're at the tuning shop, there's a few things you are going to need to get to make this thing, like I said earlier on, that Tokyo track weapon. So first thing is weight reduction stage 1 and a set of sports hard tyres. Make sure you get those installed on there. On the Club Sports you want to get bore up, high lift camshaft, weight reduction stage 2, a power restrictor and a ballast. Semi-racing you want to get racing crankshaft, fully customizable computer, fully customizable LSD, weight reduction stage 3 and increase the body rigidity. On the racing you want to get stroke up, engine balance tuning, polish ports, anti-lag system, racing intercooler, racing air filter, a racing silencer, a racing and exhaust manifold, racing brake pads and a racing brake kit, brake balance controller, fully customizable suspension, racing clutch and flywheel, torque vectoring center differential, a fully customizable racing transmission, and that is it from there. What an absolute mouthful under racing. Under extreme you don't need anything from there, and under ultimate you can get carbon propeller shaft, a titanium connector and rods and pistons, and if you're level 50 or over you should have got this one first, the high lift camshaft S, because that means that you don't need to get this one from Club Sports because it will purchase that as well. So now we've got all of that, let's head over to GT Auto and let's continue this build. So here we are, we're at GT Auto and car maintenance and service is the first stop of the day while we're here, and you want to go to the bottom right and you want to click on wide body, get that installed, and that'll make this thing look even more menacing with its stance. And I do love that custom livery that I spent all night throwing on there for you guys, just so you can see it is definitely customised for me and no one else will be able to use any of this footage, which is what I've seen across a few social media sites. So let's go back and we'll go to car customization, and under wheels these are the changes we need to make there. So click whatever wheels you want, say these ones as an example, you want 17-inch wheels, rim width wide, offset wide, and get those installed on the car. Once you have your wheels installed you then want to go to custom parts, and at the front you want type A, side type A, the rear type B, and the wing a custom wing set. Now I've gone for a low wing with a high end plate, but it's entirely up to you what you go for. It doesn't make much of a difference, it's more about aesthetics at that point, but that's what I've done on that one. Okay, so now we go to racing items, so your bonnet pin, tow hook, go mad, roll cage, I've gone for roll cage type C, and under other, light bulb, number plate and your caliper colour. Now if you're like me and you're starting to get into making liveries, livery editor, make your own. You know, like I say, I spent a good hour or so making that one. It's not the best, I fully understand, but at least I'm giving it a go and trying something a bit different out there. You can see the QR codes and the brand and name on there just to make sure that you can see it's definitely mine, because a lot of people, like I've just mentioned, have been taking a lot of this footage and using it for their own, so this is to stamp that out as much as I can. Don't mind people sharing it, you know, and helping me grow the channel, I really appreciate that a lot, but when you're stealing it and you're saying it's yours, I just think that's just wrong. Might just be me, leave a comment below if you disagree, I'm more than happy to share, but you know, I spend a lot of time doing this, so for someone to just take it and say it's theirs, it's a bit frustrating. But what we'll do now, let's move on and let's get to the tuning sheet and let's put all of the rest of it behind us. Let's go. And here we are, we're at the garage. You can see Tokyo 1.56 update, 600 pp, and this thing is absolutely bob on the money. It's such an easy car to drive, so even if you're new to this track, this is probably a perfect start for you to get into. So let's get straight into it. Some sports R tyres need to be on there. Body height adjustments, 100 at the front, 145 at the rear. Anti-roll bar 7 at the front and 10 at the rear. Your damping ratio compression 32 at the front and 37 at the rear, and your damping ratio expansions 50 at the front and 47 at the rear. Now your natural frequency is 2.75 at the front and 3.25 at the rear, and your negative camber angle is 2.8 front and rear. Now your toe angle, I've gone for a toe out of 0.02 at the front and a toe in of 0.01 at the rear. I feel it just gives the car the extra stability at high speeds, especially when you suddenly slam on for that first corner, and it does help through some of the little chicane sections as you're going around the track. Initial torque 7 front and rear. Acceleration sensitivity is 18 at the front and 28 at the rear. Your braking sensitivity 7 at the front and 9 at the rear. Now on the torque, veteran centre differential, I went for a 40-60 split on the distribution. Please choose what benefits you most. So if you like to have a car 50-50 split, in case it does go into a slide, you've got a 4-wheel drift you can control, but a 40-60 split does give you a very good balance in my opinion. Now aerodynamics, 80 at the front and 340 at the rear. ECU, drop that to 98%. Your ballast is 121 kilos and your ballast positioning is 3. Leave your power restrictor alone. And the top speed adjusted to 240 and make these changes. So first gear is 2.194, second gear is 1.515, third gear 1.145, fourth gear 0.905, and fifth gear 0.760, and that's a final drive of 4.284. This thing's revs just under 9,000 RPM. Get your headphones on, turn it up full blast, and wow, doesn't it let you know. That singing exhaust note when you're on the downshift as well, absolutely phenomenal. Moving over to this side, you can see supercharger, leave that as normal, but the anti-lag system, kick that in and make sure that's set to strong. That's everything else you need to have installed in there. And I'll just go through now a quick 2-minute guide of Tokyo Expressway to make sure you are getting the maximum output with the minimum input from yourself. Let's get into that now and look what this car can do. So where we are, it's a WTC600 at Tokyo Expressway, 12 laps on a drying track, and this car makes very little work of it and it helps get you a win regardless. I did make several mistakes on this attempt, and I don't mind holding my hands up and saying that, because anyone who says they've never made a mistake on this track is lying, and that's a fact. Some of these tracks are easy to get in and dial in the cars as well, but sometimes this track you just go off the racing line slightly and that's it. You might have a slight clip of the wall, you might hit another car, and unfortunately these things happen, it's part of racing. But I will hold my hands up every time because I'm completely transparent and honest when it comes to these kinds of things. Now the Celica GT-Four, fantastic car around this track. You want to stick to fuel map 1 for the whole race. You want to pit on lap 7 and you want to put 5 laps worth of fuel in and get out as fast as you can, and that will give you the maximum time then to make sure that you are increasing your lead over the likes of Sassuolo, Cockabum, and obviously I know Gallo pits twice in this race, but just make sure you're extending your lead as much as you can. Keep the track accidents to a minimum. I did clip the wall a couple of times, and like I say, holding my hands up to that, I've got no shame in doing so, because it isn't a track I am on every day constantly. But those of you that are, I am sure that you will be able to make this car perform far better than I did. Now let's get back into it and you can see what it is like to race here with this car. And there's the win. So this car has been a pleasure to drive, great to build, and it is really an easy going car. Now I mean, I did make quite a few mistakes on this race and I'll openly admit that, and I could have done faster times, but this thing is astonishingly quick, fast, amazing. You know, I'm pretty sure someone who uses this track day in day out would be able to get at least a 30-second lead against Cockabun in this car. That's how confident I am in the build. So by all means, give that a go. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Don't miss any future builds because they're all great. You're all going to win. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.